all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, back with another week in review. So last Saturday, was family day. We just spent the day together. And then on Sunday, I went to church and then spent the afternoon together. On Monday, my wife and I sat down to do our Marketing Mondays like we normally do. We're just chipping away at some thoughts and ideas and plans that we have upcoming for this year. We're going to do a little website rework and things like that. Some talking about our portfolio, what we want to put out, social media strategies, all kinds of things like that. So that was great, very productive. She ended up not feeling very well that afternoon, so I went and got my daughter from school, and her and I hung out for the afternoon so that my wife could have some rest. Then on Tuesday, I went to a meeting with a general contractor and a prospective client of his. They have an existing garage, and they wanted to pop the top on that, add some bonus room space, convert the garage to basically like a den type space. And on the other side of the garage was a pool. They want sliding glass doors and things like that. So, but because it's an addition and a remodel, the coordination and getting all of that stuff to work out, roof lines, things like that, it really becomes a pretty complicated process. So I was glad to go and meet them. I'll get a proposal out to them and see if we can work together and serve them well. So always grateful to get referred, particularly by general contractors. So that was good. Did a little bit of the website revamp work with my wife on Tuesday, and then had a meeting with the help that I've got working on the Dunwoody Country Club remodel project I have going on. I have somebody working with me on that to help me get those drawings done in a timely manner. So had a meeting about that on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I had a networking coffee with a couple of interior designers and another architect. We're all kind of in the same part of the city. And we went and had coffee and sat down. And it was great, just, really to talk to other people who are in the industry and seeing things from different perspectives and working with different people and, share some of our common problems and some of our unique solutions and things like that. So it was really great. I really enjoyed my time with them, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again. And then I worked on as-built drawings for a house that I measured. I know I've talked about this a couple times, but I finally have gotten this one knocked out. It took me longer than I wanted to or expected to, but finally got that wrapped up. And then Thursday, I had coffee in the afternoon with an interior designer here in town who her and I got connected on LinkedIn. She does multifamily work and some single family work, and then some other kind of smaller one-off projects as well. But we got connected. I've done a lot of multifamily work, so it was nice to talk to her about that. And then I'm also doing single family work, and so we'll see if we can find the right project, the right client to partner on. So I really enjoyed that. One interesting thing that I took away from that was we were kind of talking about our processes and how we approach different project types and things like that. And one of the things she said that they do is, rather than the traditional construction administration language in the contract, they actually don't use that. They use a term called design implementation. And I really, really love that because words mean things. And so I thought it's a lot more clear. I get a lot of questions about my construction administration. What do I do? What services I provide? How I do it? Things like that. So I feel like I'm constantly explaining that side of things and convincing clients and contractors and things my value in that role. So using the design implementation language, I feel like is a little bit more clear in terms of what the expectation is. We design something, and now we are helping the team ensure that it's implemented. The owner paid for this, and so they want it done right. And so it's not that I'm there telling a general contractor how to do their job, but that the drawings lay out expectations of what should be there. And so I just really like that language, design implementation. And so I may integrate that some into my workflow as well. We'll see. But it was something that I really took away from that meeting that I hadn't previously heard. So I really like that a lot. So segue into design implementation. On Friday, I had a meeting with an owner nearby to me who we had done an attic build out, added some dormers to their roof and things like that. The project in square footage was not very big, but they were getting a bathroom, picking up a bedroom, and they're going to do some library space. And so the owner had some questions. And he said, "Hey, what do we do with this extra the the way things laid out was a little bit different, which happens in remodels. And so I said, I don't quite follow. Let me come and meet you and we'll talk through it. So I got out there. We talked through his question. He walked me through the project, what he was seeing, and I took a video as I walked through and looked at some things. But what he had noticed and pointed out to me was, hey, the framing on these dormers is weird. I don't understand why they did it this way. And I looked at it and looked at the structural drawings and said, yeah, I don't think this is quite right. And so I left, thought about it some more, talked to the structural engineer about it, sent him my site walkthrough video and said, hey, I don't think this is right. Look at this video. What do you see? And so he and I talked, and I went back to the owner and said, hey, I think they're going to have to correct this. And so today's Monday that I'm recording this video. I'm going to have a meeting with him and the general contractor today and talk through what to do. But really what I think happened was that the contract between the owner and the contractor is a fixed fee. And I think that they got the C framing team. I don't think they got the A team because the contractor was holding the risk. And so I think he sent his cheaper guys out there, and I don't think they're accustomed to reading structural drawings. And they did it, quotes, like they always do, which is never an excuse or a reason. And so, I think there's going to be a considerable amount of remediation work to do. And so really just some things to think about. I made a short video about this before, about who has the risk. When contracts are structured certain ways, fixed fees, hourly, lump sum, cost plus, things like that, who has the risk? As an owner, you've got to ask yourself that question. And what are you going to get if you take on that risk? What are you going to get if the general contractor takes on that risk? And so in this case, like I said, I think they got the C framing team and they did it wrong. And when I come, or the engineer comes, and we see, okay, it's not framed per the drawings and we've got to remediate it, when somebody says to me, well, that's the way we always do it, instantly all of my grace, empathy, understanding is out the door, because that's not a good reason. It's not an excuse. At the very least, if you do it differently than what our drawings show, then a question needs to be asked. And if you don't ask that question and something has to be remediated, that's a problem. That's a breakdown in communication, and that excuse of that's how we've always done it is not a good excuse. So I will update you guys on that next week and how that goes. So that's all I've got for now. If you have any questions about who we are, what we do, how we do it, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to interact with you guys there, potentially answer a question in a future week in review if you guys have any comments or anything like that. So that's all I've got for now. In the meantime, you guys be particular, and I look forward to talking to you later.